Okay, today I think I will go over some tips and tricks to unlock the steel path for new players and maybe players that haven't been playing Warframe lately, that just got back into the swing of things. For those of you guys that don't know, however, first of all, the steel path is in Warframe, and what it entails is harder difficulty. So steel path levels, you can switch back and forth at will between each one once you unlock the steel path. As you can see, the enemies have plus 100 level, whatever level they are. You add 100 to that. They were level 50 before, they're level 150 in the steel path. Health is increased, shield is increased, armor is increased, 100% plus 100% drop chance for resources and for mods. So if you're farming and whatnot, steel path is usually the best way to go. Now, let's go over how to unlock it. How you unlock the steel path is easy in a sense, meaning that you don't need to keep dismantling frames, or rather selling frames, selling weapons, getting new ones. Your path had nothing to do with your MR level. You simply need to unlock the whole star chart, which means complete every single node on the star chart. Now, I will put time codes in the description below to different builds that may help you complete the star chart with certain Warframe. Just maybe some of my personal favorite Warframes to clear the star chart. In order to know which nodes on the star chart you completed already, just go to a planet and check the nodes. If it's big and flashing, then that means you haven't done it yet. You only need to do the minimum to complete the node. Like if it's a survival, just stay for 5 minutes. If it's a defense, just stay for not that long as well. And there you go, bada bing, bada boom. Alternatively, if you want to check the nodes you're missing, you can actually go to the relay as such, find the arbiters of hexes, and I believe it's this dude over here. It should be this dude. One of these dudes will actually tell you if you're missing any notes, or whether that's how it works at the time of making this. It could be subject to change. Also, while we're here, I should mention that technically arbitrations is a bonus of completing the steel path. For those of you guys that don't know, arbitrations are how you get the materials you need in order to get all of these rewards here. If you do have the steel path unlocked, you will automatically see this appear in the star chart, and it will let you go from steel path to normal mode, vice versa. And as I mentioned not too long ago, as a bonus, if you have steel path unlocked, you gain access to arbitration because of the fact that arbitration's requirements are completing the star chart on normal difficulty. So once you complete the star chart, you get arbitrations, you get access to the steel path. As far as I know, you'll permanently have access to the steel path, even if new nodes get added. But for arbitrations, you will have to do the new nodes that get added. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, as I mentioned, let's go over just some basic builds I use for certain frames. The weapons don't matter too much in the scenario, but for the record, to clear the star chart back in the day, I did actually use the Amperex when I was first clearing the star chart. The other two weapons did not exist, but I did use the Amperex. But anyway, let's get into the build. Let's start with Inaros Build, since I have Inaros here. This is my Inaros build. It would definitely get you through the star chart and more, but if you don't have all of the mods here, you can definitely, put it out for something else. Substitute them with something else. And this isn't even necessary. It literally does nothing but amuses me from time to time. So that is there. That's why I have it there, plain and simple. Inaros or Inaros Prime, that will work for that, no problem. Although this particular build might be more relevant to some of you guys since it's a vault build. I have Vault Prime, but this will work on normal Vault as well. The build I actually went through the star chart with was this build, okay? I call it Racer X. It's just what I used personally once I upgraded stuff. Instead of this, I did Streamline, and since some of the default mods, they took me a little bit to get. So definitely just use whatever you have on hand, substitute whatever you can. It will work perfectly fine. So that's a vault build. While we're looking at starter frames, I should probably show you an Excalibur build. Now this is mostly the build I used to clear the star chart with, minus Chromatic Blade, because Chromatic Blade did not exist back when I cleared the star chart. So yeah, you can substitute Transient Fortitude with just about anything if you need to. Prime Vigor, regular Vigor works just as well. And yeah, this build should get you somewhat through the star chart along with you. And I actually don't have a mag build because I did not really use mag much back in the day. I didn't understand how she worked. She wasn't very new player friendly back in the day. So I'm going to show you guys an Ember Prime build. Normal Ember should work just as well. The build is right here, okay? Like I said, you can substitute these for Prime Flow, regular Flow can go in its place. Prime Continuity, regular Continuity, it's just fine. Prime Vigor, regular Vigor, it's just fine. Umbral Intensify, normal Intensify, it's just fine. You'll actually get Umbral Intensify just by playing the game in a later on quest. Transient Fortitude, really anything that increases ability strength is just fine. Stretch is, yeah, streamlined for efficiency, and you can technically do without this mod, okay? I just have it equipped here. As you can see, this build had no arcanes, so if you do have Ember, this is probably one of the most new player friendly builds that I've shown this video, if I'm being honest, because the fact that, like I said, you can substitute these with their non-primed variants, and you don't actually need arcanes really for any of these builds, but this makes it a bit more accessible, I say. And overall, while we're here, let's go over the Ignite Wraith, okay? Because Ignite Wraith I actually used to use quite a bit. It's what I used a lot with Kayla the same, but the normal Ignites will work just the same. So that is what I used on the Kayla the same, minus the ribbon, because I didn't have a ribbon for the Ignites at the time. So that's that, and then I guess I'll show you guys the Twin Raga build. It's not even a complete build, and because it's just not a bad weapon. But yeah, I'd say use the best weapons you want to. That's just like bonus information there. Like maybe Amprax, maybe for secondary, you could use something like. And that's how you go about unlocking the Steel Path. Hopefully this helped you in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.